Welcome to the One Beer Podcast. I'm Joe Carberry. The One Beer Podcast is presented by 805, a light, refreshing blonde ale created for the laid-back California lifestyle. On the Inertia's One Beer Podcast, we enjoy a cold one with personalities from the worlds of surf and snow. We don't just talk about sport, we talk about life.
What's the gnarliest injury in the family history of the three of you, that your mom's had to deal with?
I mean, John and Ivan both had surgery, so those are kind of the worst. That John, his knee, obviously.
John had broken his back and his neck, that pipe, too.
Oh, yes, I forgot. That was true.
So, it's pretty hardcore.
Yeah, people forget about that.
Today we're having one beer with Nate and Ivan Florence. John, and Nate have both been profiled pretty heavily in the media, but Ivan, just as talented and slightly more reserved, has flown a bit under the radar. That's why it was so nice to get to know him with his brother sitting next to him.
I'm here with Nathan and Ivan Florence. We're on the North Shore, and we're going to talk shop a little bit. One of the things I've noticed lately, on all kind of some social media stuff and interview things, is that how proud your bros are that you're kind of busting out and doing your thing. Do you want to talk about that a little bit? It seems like Ivan's really been, especially in the surf maybe, or just kind of finding his own path, doing his own thing. Have you noticed that?
I think it's more so there's been a lot more footage of him coming out recently versus him not being filmed as much before. He's always ripped and done what he's doing. Obviously, his skating has taken on a new level because he's been skating so much, and his surfing is upgraded because he's been surfing so much. But at the same time, he's always kind of been doing the stuff he's doing. He's always had that rad style that me and John are so hyped on. It's just now, especially with the YouTube and people filming a lot more of the daily lives, there's just so much more footage and so much more places to put it out that I think Ivan's getting seen a lot more.
Are you putting more effort into it though, too, maybe?
Yeah, I've just been surfing a whole lot, been skating a whole lot too. I think the skateboarding really helps push surfing too. It just feels like you can go out there and skate, and my brothers always push me and always getting filmed and helped out by my brothers. It's a lot of fun.
Are you the most shy of the three?
Probably, yeah.
It helps to have these two guys, I'm sure.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot of help. They really push me in going surfing and skating or whatever, everything.
So, who has the best style of the three? Is it definitely Ivan?
I think it's Ivan. I'd say so.
No doubt.
Yeah. I might be in third place in style, but first place in send, so it balances out.
I think it's John, Nathan, then me. I think it goes in order.
Ivan says this on microphone, but off camera he doesn't say that.
Is there an argument? Is there a running argument right now?
No.
Okay.
It's stated fact.
Yeah. In the book. So I was talking to Dane last night. I was at one of the band's parties, of the many they've had that have been very, very fun. And he said, yeah, he's like a throwback, but the future, the old Vans, surf, skate, snow thing. Mm-hmm. And does that seem kind of accurate with where you're going with your career a little bit?
Yeah, it does. Snowboarding and skating and surfing, all three. I want to do that, snowboard, surf, skate, and film videos and
make that your aura.
Yeah.
and you have you progress super quickly in all three. So I think people have a hard time sometimes transferring over, but it seemed like you picked him up real quickly. And he's gone snowboarding. He just puts more time in the other aspects of the sport. More time in skating, more time in snowboarding. Now he's doing backflips snowboarding. And me and John are kind of scratching our heads what's happening here?
What do you think? Do you think you're going to be able to keep that going, living here on the North Shore? It's hard to leave this place. I know. I talked to all the locals, and it's how do you leave this, man? But California, where you can be from the ocean to the snow in an hour. Would you see doing something like that? Maybe moving?
No, I don't think I would ever move. I do leave a couple times a year to go snowboarding during the winter, And yeah, scores good snow. And
Just look at the forecast, like a surf forecast. and
yeah,
take off.
make sure everything's good and there's no waves on the way, and and go get some snow.
Yeah, your family trips seem righteous, dude. Going to Baldface together. Was that last year you guys all went?
Baldface was so sick. It's like we've snowboarded our entire lives, and we've gotten good quality places, gone to places, no crowds and beautiful. But Baldface was like, it's way up there in the elite of snowboard trips to go.
Baldface is one of the best places on earth.
Yeah, exactly. The staff's building jumps and ramps like around the lodges, and we were like getting towed into little quarter pipes like on the back end of where the lodge is, and then on top of that you're snowboarding all day with just a couple of your buddies, and you have cats driving you back up to the top every time. It's as good of a program as you could want.
Yeah, that doesn't get any better than that. Your mom kind of like, she pushes that though too. She kind of gets those. Does she plan to help you guys figure that out too? Seems like she's kind of in the know on where to go as well.
Yeah, my mom usually finds out where the good snow is, and
She's a pal hound.
yeah, pal.
Probably more psyched on it than any of us. She has more snowboards than any of us, that's for sure. Ivan knows she adds
She's
new
a
snowboard.
she's a really good snowboarder. She's really good powder snowboarder. She charges big mountains. Yeah, she's gnarly.
Well, she has 3 sons that they're not kittens, that's for sure. Your pipe invite, I did want to kind of talk about that a little bit. Like, you're so like you could be competing and like pushing yourself on the QS, it seems like, but that's not what you want to do. But like, to get into an elite contest like this, it seems like it friggin' psychs you out. So what's that dichotomy like? You're not full on competitor guy, but you do compete, you know?
I've competed in the pipe trials a couple different years in a row, and that's where I got the spot into, which I was kind of laughing because at first they said, oh, you got a spot in the Pipe Masters, and I was like, are you kidding me?
Oh,
and they're like, yeah. And I was like, oh,
What?
this is crazy. How did you get the wild card? Like, I was tripping, like, oh my God. And then they're like, yeah, no, like the Pipe Trials. I was like, the Pipe Trials isn't the Pipe Masters. Just don't get me excited like that. Which I'm totally super appreciative and feel very, very fortunate to have a trial spot, of course, because guys like Jamie O'Brien they don't have trial spots, you know, so it's definitely an honor to get that spot too. But for 1 second there, I thought I was in the main event, and you know those wild cards get to go up against the top dogs, so I was like, oh, that would be so rad. But
yeah, you could like,
I just have to win the trials to get there now.
that would be sweet though, to be able to kind of like play a part in the world title. Like, okay, I'm gonna block this guy. So,
It'd be fun to be out there with those guys. They're the best, so it's fun to see them. And a lot of times those guys don't really get to surf pipe how they want to until they're in a heat because of the crowd and the hierarchy during the crowded sessions, you know. So then you have the best in the world surfing how they want to surf it in a heat. So it would be cool to see. It's fun to watch. That's what makes it so fun to watch when the waves are pumping.
so you, like, I mean, like I was kind of getting at though. You only like to compete. It seems like you kind of like pick and choose the comps you want to.
Well, I was just obviously way more into the big wave stuff, and it's not because I just didn't want to do. I wasn't interested in the QS stuff. I think the level of competition on the guys on the QS and the CT and all that is so high. It's so gnarly. You have young 16-year-old kids doing full rotations every which direction in heats as part of their repertoire of skills, and it's like, dude, I can't compete with that. Like, I'm just learning airs this year. Like, I spent an entire year just trying to learn airs. So like,
I noticed you have the Air Club, or what is it?
The Air Camp.
Air
Yeah,
Camp.
I know, and it's about to end. It's the last month of 2020. So, those guys are just on such another level. It's really hard to compete, and I also noticed that if you have aspirations for the tour, like, it's good, but if it takes a long time to get there, then you kind of get lost in the mix of grinding on the QS, and I didn't want to have to do that, and I wanted to have the freedom to chase the swells. I wanted to go on and put fun media out to fans and grow a big audience, and it seemed just as valuable to the brands that we represent, to do that route, and that's what me and my friends did, and it's worked out great.
Yeah, it seems like there's a lot of guys that kind of have to like do that. Like Kai doesn't want to get lost, wants to kind of like concentrate on what he wants to concentrate on.
Kai Lenny?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. You know,
He's concentrating on 100 different things too. Like, the guy is literally the gnarliest ever. Like big waves, kite surf. Like, did you hear at the Eddie ceremony when they announced this thing? If you look up on Wikipedia, it's a windsurfer, kite surfer, tow surfer, surfer, foil surfer. Like, it just says surfer, 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 surfer. You're like, holy shit.
you've adopted a couple of those though. It's like the family foil in the Florence clan. Though,
we
right?
love it. We love it.
Yeah,
But-
it's a pretty cool sport. You can't do it out here though. Like you have to do like you have to go up beach a ways, or
we drive upwind when the wind's cranking on big north wind days. We'll drive up to Turtle Bay and then just let go into the wind and fly down 16-minute rides. I mean, I've told people before, some of my best rides on a surfboard or a board in the water have been on a foil.
Sick.
They're like, what? And I'm like, dude, you don't know the fun of it until you learn.
So you're definitely pushing. Like, I see these killer clips of you on the skate side too, and you got kind of a clan that hangs out over here with you, right? And like,
Yeah, I'm at the skate park every single day, whether it's at the skate park or down the street or at my friend's pool. Just trying to push my skating always.
and that helps in the water too, I'm sure. Doesn't
Yeah, it
hurt at
does.
all.
Yeah, it's once you're like getting good at airs on a skateboard, you kind of can put it together on a surfboard too. You know, like it's all pretty similar. And
We go hand in hand. It seems like.
yeah,
Well, that's what, like, I took a year trying to learn, and then Ivan, like, only a couple months ago was like, oh, I'm going to start trying. And within a week, he started stomping big airs. And I was like, damn it. Damn this guy.
You were the heavy crew that was like Grayson Fletcher is like the Florence mascot, isn't he? He's like hangs out with your family all the time.
Dude,
isn't he?
Grayson's a legend.
yeah. Grayson's been staying with me for the last couple days. Yeah, I'm so bummed. I broke my arm just two or 3 days ago at the skate jam, but every time he's out here, we're surfing and we're skating every single day, and we do snowboard trips too during the winter.
Oh, that's killer. You got a little crew to roll with. Huh?
Yeah, yeah, and I had been surfing like a whole lot this winter. Every swell, every spot, you know, like, and I got invited into the pipe trials too. So I was super excited about that, and then just the next day I broke my arm.
Yeah, just for the listeners out there, Ivan's in a full cast and a shoulder sling, so it sucks. But how did that happen?
I was actually skating at the skate park during the last skate jam, and I did a big back Smith, and I just I fell backwards and I landed on my arm, and it broke both bones in my arm,
Oh,
and I had to get surgery on it. But now I have 2 plates, so hopefully it's stronger.
you gotta get stronger. You gotta like get on this guy's workout program.
Yeah.
I felt like I was as bummed as Ivan because I wanted to see him surf the pipe trial so badly.
That would have been. How much have you competed in the past?
I haven't competed in a long time since my younger days of NSSA.
Yeah.
So that would have been kind of like a gnarly step up, though, wouldn't it? Just like, oh, in the pipe trials, woo. Like,
Yeah, I had been putting in like a lot more time out in the water, just getting super comfortable and having a lot of fun with all my friends and stuff. And
Yeah.
I was so stoked when one of the Vans guys asked me if I wanted to be in. I was like, yeah, of course, yeah, I want to be in, and broke my arm.
Yeah, shit happens,
Yeah,
man.
it's a
It's part of
shame.
it.
And it seemed ready. Like, he was going hard at a pipe this year. If you guys,
Yeah, I've
if any
seen
of the
it,
listeners
yeah.
want to check that,
I
it's
saw a
over
barrel
on
you got
YouTube.
that went, it's like, oh.
Yeah, Mr. Style and Skate Style transferred to Pipeline.
Yeah,
That's
beautiful.
what would have been rad to watch with 4 guys out in competition.
So are you going to, like, rehab on Nate's program?
Hopefully, I get into some of his workouts. Yeah,
Ivan's come and sent it in the gym a couple times.
build some bone strength up again.
What is that like? I mean, I heard you say this somewhere, Nate. I can't remember. Like, hobby. It's like a hobby for you.
What?
The
Working
workout,
out? Oh,
yeah.
yeah. It's become separate. A lot of people think it's just training for surfing, but it's become a separate entity in its own. I do it because it's something different than surfing. You have different goals and things to strive for in the gym. which is nice to, just like Ivan has skating and snowboarding is things that he loves to do, which I love to do too, but just the gym is that for me. I have goals in there that I like to achieve, and it's nice to do things like that outside of surfing. And when the waves are flat or you just need a break from being in the water, you can go and do that and put your mind somewhere else.
Well, I'm here with the family. I gotta ask you, 5 months coming off ACL surgery, brother John, does that make you guys a little nervous? I mean, it's like that's a pretty heavy wave to step to with like 5 months from an ACL surgery.
As far as competing in the pipe contest,
coming back, yeah.
Yeah, but John is very, very tactical, and he doesn't make quick or rash decisions. So like we both have faith in his decision making and his team's decision making. I don't doubt that he's making wrong decisions, because the guy is, look at where he's at.
Right, just correct us. Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, so he's gotten there by making the right calls and under pressure even. And I'm sure there's a lot of pressure on him from his fan base, from his sponsorships and all that. But the guy is bouncing back so quickly, and he won't put his knee in jeopardy if he doesn't have to or he thinks it's the wrong thing to do. If he's out there surfing, then that was the right call.
And this whole Olympic thing is crazy, huh?
Yeah.
He wants it.
Yeah, he wants it, but it is what it is. You can't sacrifice,
So it's kind of a moment call, in the moment. Boom, you gotta make the call. I'm going, kind of thing.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's up to him and his team, and based off conditions and feeling and all that, and recovery up to it. I mean, we're close here.
Yeah.
It's in the next couple of weeks, but you've seen him out at logs. He's been trying logs. Log cabin's a dangerous, sketchy, hardcore wave. The drops are harder than backdoor. It's unpredictable, and if he's navigating and successfully navigating and doing that kind of stuff out here, then I'm confident he'll be fine if he surfs his heat in the Pipe Masters.
I mean, how's your mom taking it? Like, I saw her on that knife throwing thing. She got all worried you're throwing knives on the blog.
Knives bouncing back at us, almost hitting us back in the stomach.
She take it out. I mean, if she could take knives, I guess she can take John and
She's so used to our antics, and she's the same way. She trusts in his decisions, and she's always been really, really mellow as far as worrying over injuries or where we put ourselves in danger. I mean, she's usually the one encouraging us to go out when we didn't want to, when we were scared.
Well,
when we were younger.
What's the gnarliest injury in the family history of the three of you? That your mom's had to deal with.
I mean, John and Ivan both had surgery, so those are kind of the worst. That John, his knee, obviously.
John had broken his back and his neck at pipe too.
Oh yes, I forgot. That's true.
So it's all pretty hardcore.
Yeah, people forget about that.
Yeah.
John broke his back at
that?
pipe. I don't even remember, but it was a heavy injury.
Yeah, you're thinking run out on the road at Cam Highway, but no.
Dude, he bounced back from a broken back. I mean, an ACL injury. Excited to see what he's gonna do now.
Yeah, totally. Well, sweet boys, I appreciate you joining me. I don't know if you could give me any hints on any little projects coming up for either of you. You guys have anything coming out that we can look for in 2020?
Yes, I think we're just growing the YouTube channel. Ivan's been involved a lot more, and Ivan's been surfing so good that we've stacked some serious clips. I'm thinking we're gonna make the Ivan movie this winter.
Yeah.
So
that's a good title. Actually.
Yep. Well, I don't know if that's what I was thinking. Call it Mr. Cool, but we don't know. We don't know yet. We're bouncing names.
Mr. Don't underestimate me.
Yes, sir. He's got the high ground.
Well, thanks, boys. I'm
Pretty stoked.
All right. Thank you. Thanks for having us.
All right.
Hey, thanks for listening to the One Beer Podcast. We'll see you next time.